first influencer interview with Drew.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Excited to chat about some community stuff.
Yes, Drew is a TikToker and runs a really amazing community on Discord. And he's going to talk to the shelf today about community building personally and for brands. It's going to be great. Drew, tell me a bit about your beginning with community building. Was it your intention to build a community, or were you looking more to just build an audience?
Yeah, totally. So I guess going back maybe like 3 to 4 years, I first got started on Twitch, and I just fell in love with the fact that I could bring people together from different walks of life on Twitch to watch the content that I was making. And so it was never focused on the audience element. It was always focused on everyone else coming in and connecting with each other. So I didn't know it back then, but it was community building from the start. And then fast forward to TikTok. TikTok allowed me to just scale and really get the content in front of more people to then ultimately connect them through Discord.
That's awesome. Look at TikTok. TikTok is.
TikTok. It's fantastic. It's the millennial baby.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, my brother is whatever's after millennial.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Beautiful. Yeah, he's on that.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Okay, it's Gen Z.
So tell me a little bit about how you built your community. Were there certain tools you used or you leaned on, practices such as like how many times you posted? What kind of helped you get that started and build that momentum?
Yeah, okay, so going back to Twitch, I guess. I used to stream on Twitch 6 hours every single day after work. So I used to work at Apple, and I fell in love with Twitch immediately. No one could tell me to stop. So every day I was streaming on Twitch. I went to work 9 to 5, would get home around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and would just stream on Twitch for about 6 hours. Midnight, go to bed, go to work, repeat. And so up until right around the pandemic began, it was all through live streaming. And then I uploaded some content to TikTok and it went viral. I was very fortunate to just connect with an audience. And once you hit 1,000 followers on the platform on TikTok, you're able to live stream. And so once I was able to live stream there, I live streamed every single day, twice a day for about a year and a half.
Wow.
And that is where I would talk about the community, talk about what we were building, and then ultimately Discord just slowly crept into the picture of a place to capture everyone to connect.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What did you talk about for the 6 hours on Twitch?
It was, well, I guess like the medium at the time was gaming. So
Okay.
It was Call of Duty. I wanted to be the biggest and the best Twitch streamer in the world, right? Like you have to have that mentality to be that passionate about something, I would imagine. And we would just, kids would pop in and we would talk about their day, talk about school, like give advice like a big brother.
Oh.
And I was just connecting with like a younger audience. And there was a mixed bag, but it was really about just allowing everyone to talk and have a free, like comfortable place to like vent and dump ideas.
Yeah.
And then I was just the medium that would vocalize it and bring it to bring it to the forefront.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. How did you build your community? Were there certain tools that you leaned on in the beginning, like how many times you wanted to post? Or were you more focused on just creating content?
Yeah, totally. So I guess big picture, the entire community is housed out of Discord. It's a social media platform that we use to connect with each other, different channels for different topics, voice chats, video chats. And so that's at the bottom of the funnel. Top of the funnel is creating content on platforms that have algorithmic reach to get in front of people. So posting on TikTok, posting on Instagram, and then also live streaming on TikTok and live streaming on Twitch. So it was about 3 different social platforms to capture the audience and grow, because every audience, every platform is different. And at the bottom of the funnel, if you find your way to the Discord, that's where I would put most of my focus and energy to just focus on connection and bring them together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I guess going back to your question now, so I was posting on TikTok 5 times a day for about a year, close to, and then live streaming every day, twice a day for an hour each. And then I would market and talk about my community on the live streams, but I never made content talking about them because I was too nervous about the content going viral and people joining, flooding, and the community turning into spam. So we took it slow. We went day by day.
That makes sense. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they were worried about going viral.
Yeah, I've actually ran into that a few times. People always tell me to just push for virality, grow as fast as possible. But for me, I think like treating social media as just an extension of myself rather than just like a product. I am a part of it, and so me personally, I had to grow individually aside from going viral. And so as my priorities changed, as my life changed, my social media changed.
Yeah, very authentic, which I think really builds into that community aspect.
Yeah, I think so. And it attracted the people that really wanted to be a part of something bigger themselves.
Yeah, because then you're not feeling like you're just playing a part to go viral.
Correct. Even though sometimes I was a character online, but yeah, for sure, the live streams is where I was my real, raw, authentic self, and that's where I talked about it. Yeah.
Which ones were the character? No, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Okay, question. You said that you post 5 times a day.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. How was that process for you? Did you plan those out in advance? Did you have like a calendar? Did you pre-record? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, so I was trying to force my luck on the platform. Well, I'm speaking specifically to TikTok.
Yeah.
I would go to probably 20 to 25 different creators' channels and look at the audios that they're using, and if there were overlap between audios that they were using and tracking. And these audios, I put them into an Excel document. I got super nerdy about this. I'll put them in an Excel document, track how many videos have been made with that audio the first day, check back in on the Tuesday, how many more videos were used with that audio, and then once I started to see some like growth over like the 75K videos used with that audio mark, I would go out, film it, and then plug my content.
And you did it for 5 videos a day?
Yeah, just about for the audio element. And then a lot of it's just taking trends of what other people are doing and then just putting your own twist on it. But I struggle with being a creative. I really honed in on the community side.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I would say so, for sure. Now I'm trying to complement it, so I'm about to pick it back up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you maintain your community now? How active is your current community and how active are you in that community? And does it still need your daily touches to run?
So I'm going to backtrack a little bit.
Yes.
Up until I would say around February, my community was just fully running, and I leaned on about a team of 30 people to help run it with me that stepped up to volunteer and came from my TikTok live streams. They came from the Discord community, and they all picked up and ran their own pillars of content, I'd say. So we had an events team, a newsletter team, community Instagram team, and then we'd have daily challenges. We had speaker events, all of this that was ran and organized by our team, and we call us the board of our community. Where we are now is we're going through a refresh, so I stepped away for a little bit to do some consulting work. But now lately I've been trying to figure out how to get my passion back, and a lot of it comes from my own community, so reconnecting with them. But so as a creator, I guess it doesn't require a lot of touch points and commitment, but I'm just overly passionate and committed to what I'm trying to do, so I'm in there every day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What does the events look like for you guys?
Yeah, I guess it just depends. I mean, I guess picture yourself in high school, and it's like St. Patrick's Day, you do events around different holidays, and you just get creative. A lot of throwbacks. We'll just do throwbacks, share photos of you from St. Patrick's Day, from high school, or a prom photo. But a lot of the events we'll do speaker series, so we will highlight and elevate community members that are within our community to talk about things that they're passionate about. So if someone has an Etsy shop, we'll put them on the platform, they can talk about their store, and then we'll try and drive sales to the Etsy shop.
That's cool.
Within the community, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Very give back oriented.
Yeah, totally. The goal is if I'm going down this track of being an influencer, then everyone else can be an influencer in a way.
Yeah.
You can always step up, get creative, start an Etsy shop, find a way to put yourself out there, and then you've got a group of people that will support you.
That's amazing. How many people are roughly in your community on Discord right now?
It's 3,300 now.
Wow.
3,300, but with the other social platforms and live streaming, it's, everything cross-pollinates and touches in different ways, so.
Well, especially if you said Discord is bottom funnel.
Yeah, it's the bottom funnel. So top of funnel, it's a little close to 600 on TikTok, and you got the Instagram and Twitch, but whoever finds their way to the Discord might just be seeking a level of connection they're not finding somewhere else. So my goal is just to keep that as a tool, and as I continue to scale and grow, now I'm going to be talking about it more on my channel.
Exciting.
I will with this as well.
Yeah.
I never did talk about it just because I just never did. And now I'm ready and comfortable to like really get in front of people and remind them that like you're not alone. And if you're looking for connection, I might have the right place for you, but if not, it's a good start.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love that. So what pushed you to start a community to begin with?
So it's kind of ironic because I work in community building for myself, other brands, other creators, but I actually have always lacked a community. So for me, it started about 3 years ago on like, this is kind of like an emotional connection again for me, why I do it. It was on the birthday of my late brother, and he would have been turning 30, and I was 26 at the time, and I was like, wow, life is moving by so fast. And I just really wanted to push after and get into content creation stuff because I always wanted to like do Vine back in the day and put yourself out there, but it can be scary, right?
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, when I was younger, the way that it affected me was I was just a rather lonely kid. I never really like connected with people on a deeper level. There's just always ways to hang out with people, explore, like, you know, go on hikes together, doing soccer, but it never got deep. And so my goal was, like, I don't want someone to feel lonely if there's a way for them to connect with people. And so then that just turned into Twitch, which turned into Discord, which is also TikTok. It's just trying to bring people together.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, I mean, living in Los Angeles, there are a lot of moments of feeling lonely.
Yeah, totally.
When
So
there's some people around you.
You're totally right. And so I'm working on that now. I was trying to, that's why I took a break. I stepped away from my own community for a little bit because I realized I didn't have my own interpersonal community. So now I'm putting my, branching out, trying to find that out here in LA because living in the city's tough.
It is. So what was your process of choosing which platforms to build your community on?
So initially, like end game, it became about Discord. But in the beginning, it was because Discord had a really easy integration into Twitch. So if you subscribe to my Twitch channel and you join the Discord, your username, the color of your username changed. So it showed people that they were a supporter of what I was trying to build, right? Or a deeper level of support. But then fast forward to TikTok, and then once I started to find some momentum on the platform, I just opened up Discord again because that's what I was used to, not knowing that that platform is the ultimate community building tool. It pulls in elements of Reddit, which is massively, incredibly popular, Instagram, WhatsApp, and back in the old days, like AIM, instant messaging. Because just by being able to jump in and shoot a message and just say hello, 3,000 people might see that message and respond to you. And so it becomes more about connection rather than a one-to-one or parasocial relationship that you might get on like an Instagram comment or a TikTok comment. It becomes about like immediate response and connection.
Community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a part of your Discord community, and I love going on there for bachelor nights.
Oh, there you go.
Because I love
you
a
do have
bachelor.
bachelor nights.
Yes.
I don't partake in bachelor nights.
What?
But we do have bracket challenges where you can pick who you think's gonna make it the longest.
I was really excited because I am a huge Bachelor fan. I make like PowerPoint presentations on
so
the guys, and I've shown people before. I'm a huge Bachelor fan, and it was nice to have a community with that because my friend that I used to watch it with moved to San Diego, so I lost that connection, and I felt that.
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, it's just having people to do things with online, and especially during the pandemic, it was huge. There's still a need for it now, maybe less so, but it's still really important.
Yeah, there's still that online community that's necessary.
Totally.
So what would you say are the most important elements of building a community online for a brand or for a personality?
I think it's very similar to kind of just how you treat your employees at a company internally, where you have values, goals, and like an identity as an employee. It's very similar when you go like Thanksgiving and everyone sits around and talks about their company and why they value it, how good they treat you. Mm-hmm. I think when brands start to bring that same exact mentality to how they treat their customers externally, especially in a community like that's fostered on Discord, it's very similar. So having a membership identity, making your values extremely clear, just because, if a community is for everyone, then it's not a community. There has to be a line because everyone doesn't belong everywhere necessarily, right? Like you have to find your people, find your tribe. And so I think if you make that incredibly clear and what a membership identity looks like, just makes it more rewarding to be around people who share the same philosophies.
Why should companies be trying to build a community online?
Online using Discord or just in general?
Let's say in general, and then you can give your pitch for Discord.
In general, well, I think your brand at the end of the day is essential to your community. It's who buys your products. They represent you, and making it very clear what you stand for can attract people and become an incredible loyal supporter of what you're selling. Online, I mean, it's an incredibly easy way to connect with people using the algorithmic reach that you might have on these platforms to get in front of the people who might connect with it, want to rep your product or invest in you as a brand. Discord is fascinating, I would say, because you don't necessarily rely on the algorithmic reach. Say if you're working on the marketing side of a company and you really want to talk about the fact that there's a new launch coming up, you have to rely on the algorithm getting that post in front of your customer. Even if they follow you, it might not pop up on their Instagram account. Similar to TikTok, similar to Twitter. And so for Discord, it's about having a conversation. You have the ability to send messages directly to your customer and to your community, and then they get to, if they're organically checking your community every day, they're just going to naturally explore and potentially invest in you.
Yeah. And I feel like it does connect to that higher level of fans, in a sense, of people who are so loyal.
Yes, it's about the loyalty. You don't necessarily need a strong, customer base if you have a couple hundred loyals.
1,000, maybe 1,000,000. I'm okay with that. Are there certain things you would advise against when starting to build a community online?
So I'm going to come from the creator perspective, I guess, because that's where I'm coming from. But yeah, so for me, I was making content on TikTok for probably about 3 months before I had my first massive viral video. I don't know how everyone else quantifies what massive virality is, but mine was 24 million views on a video. And that grew my audience, maybe 60 to 70,000 followers. And so when they crossed over and started following my channel, my views foundationally started getting more views just than before. And then I just started to scale really fast from then on. And I guess my advice for anyone that's wishing to be a creator that builds an authentic, real community around you, there will be elements that allow you to go viral and scale as fast as possible. And if you tap into that, you can see a drastic change over a short period of time. But sometimes it might be more important to take the slower route and figure out what your voice is on the platform and who you are and how you represent yourself than just replicating a series of videos because it scales. One last thing I would say about that too is that going viral can feel really nice. You have the attention of people on the platform appreciating you for whatever your niche is, right? I fell into the lifestyle category, so it was high entertainment, high energy, and a couple other things. But I think acknowledging how you feel and being self-aware of how it makes you feel and using that as not the priority of the reason why you're on the platform is incredibly important.
Yeah, I think that's very great advice, especially for the younger generation who doesn't know outside of social media.
And I would say, I'm not going to speak to every creator on the platform. There's a lot of validation seeking that you see online, and it's nice. You make content, brands reach out to you, they want to get a product placement. You start seeing numbers that you might not have seen before outside of a traditional job, and it can all be very, very exciting. You get caught up with it, but if you do not take a moment to think about your overarching story and how you're going to be represented in a year, 2 years from now, it can be a little daunting and scary because you'll just fall into a category of just making the same kind of content and not breaking your comfort zone to become maybe a bigger and more successful creator.
Yeah, I think that it totally makes sense. What do you see brands doing on your platform of choice that would stop them from building that army of fans that every brand is dying to get?
So platform of choice is going to be Discord again, just because that's where I live and breathe. But a lot of brands, or I guess foundationally, Discord should be just seen as an extension of your social media team for a brand. It's just an additional layer to everything else you're doing. So the strategy that you're going to have on Discord is going to be different than Twitter, than Instagram, than TikTok. But I see a lot of brands just recognize the power of putting people basically into a room, like an online town. You put them in the town, and then you get to walk into the town and make an announcement, and then you can disappear. So a lot of brands are just putting people into Discord servers and then notifying them when things are available for sale to drive revenue. When in reality, the brand should be investing into their community and investing into the people, trying to highlight different community members, offer real genuine value that they might not find on other platforms, because this platform offers a very unique opportunity for the brands to connect with their customers. And so I think that's overlooked. And so what I've been doing lately is I've been working with brands on how to best work with their audience to maximize what engagement, what they can get out of the community.
Have you taken what you've learned from building your own community and transferred it to the brands that you help grow their communities?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, I built a community to support each other because everyone was looking for just a place to connect with each other. We were all just locked in our homes. It was really scary. And I doubled down on it and got a lot of key learnings from it. So lately, I'd say in the last 6 months, I was fortunate to work with Mr. Beast's Feastables brand, who launched his chocolate bar business, and was able to build out a Discord community for the target demo, which is a lot of younger kids potentially. And so it was a gamified server that allowed them to hang out and connect and meet each other. And then it was built out with a strong level of respect, so their brand could reach out to them, notify them about specific releases, trivia, events, but it was organized where you opted in to receive the alerts rather than I'm going to alert you because I have the ability to.
Yeah.
It's creating a respectful line of you can come here and hang out, but we'll ping you if you choose for us to. Sometimes there are scenarios where it's like we're gonna let everyone know this thing's up, like here's an opportunity to win some money or whatever it might be. But a lot of the learnings from my community focused on events bring people together. Opportunities to do speaker series, people to hear about other people that are sharing in your experiences, and that is the foundation, I think, for how I build communities. Is just because you have to find ways to bring people together. And events, just like you do in your own communities in Los Angeles, you have music shows, you have comedy, you can go out to a bar, but these are all social activities that allow you to potentially, drop your thick skin and be vulnerable.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
those are all really great advices that brands should listen to. How important has your online community been in helping you to monetize your brand more effectively?
So I'm probably like a unicorn, I'd say, in the sense of when I was doing community building on TikTok and scaling, I had a lot of brands reach out to me. I had a lot of opportunities to monetize, and I always said no, because I felt as though social media for me was an opportunity to learn about myself. It wasn't about making money off the people who were supporting me. I think looking back on it, and I guess the angle I took even with Discord in creating this like the ultimate free tool to connect with people and make a friend, I kind of would say I regret it in some sense, just because I spent a year of my life doing this community building and helping other people, and not monetizing it, definitely made it difficult when you put your heart into it and every hour of every day into something. But you don't find any financial gain, but I think I'm very fortunate that it is still a free tool, and that I now am just helping other creators and brands learn how to monetize on their own platforms, because there are ways that I would have done it otherwise.
Silver lining.
Yes, but I did do a merch drop, which was awesome. I never thought I'd ever say that word out loud. I always told my community that I hate the word merch, and they're just like, just make it, we'll buy it, like just do a hoodie or something. So I ultimately did a hoodie release, and it was released early within my Twitch and Discord community. And then I brought it to TikTok, but we sold like 600 hoodies, and it went to all 50 states and 5 continents. And the Discord community, they were so supportive. They were trying to figure out what states we needed to send the hoodies to. So they'd find a friend that was in Kansas, and they'd be like, "I'm gonna buy one for my friend in Kansas and send one to them," because they wanted us to hit the mark. So
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Drew, for being here and talking to us. This was genuinely really amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. We've been chatting a little bit. I would encourage anyone that's watching to explore this community that we've been chatting about. The link's going to be below. It's called Crew. Just jump in and say hi, because I guess you just never know what can happen.
Yes, and if you enjoyed this talk, please like and subscribe to our channel. This will not be the last time that Drew will be on our page and we will be talking, and there's a lot more to explore. It's going to be great, so like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.